And I guess we'll just start with our welcome. What time is it right now? Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Total Dad Wrestling Podcast.
Yeah.
I am one of your hosts. As you can see, my name Fred Wonder. One of the gimmicks I've given to myself, and
Fred
my
Wonder.
co-host here. Yep.
Do you want to tell them how you got Fred Wonder? How long have you been
Ah,
carrying that mantle?
how about you announce yourself first, buddy?
Oh
Announce
well,
yourself to the world. Yeah.
my name is don't have a good stand for my phone and trying to charge my phone at the same time.
No, it's cool.
I
It's
am
cool.
able, not able to do a lot of things, but my name is Abel.
And he is able to make you very happy and clean.
Yeah.
Uh, to get back to you, the Fred Wonder just kind of developed from the boy wonder. I'm no longer a boy. I am a strong man. So I had
You're
to
not a boy
replace the
anymore. You're
boy.
just Fred.
I'm just Fred. It's like I'm the superhero that lost his superpowers and now I'm just Bruce Wayne. Not even Batman anymore, just Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, it's Bruce.
Just yeah, like hey Bruce, what's up? Yeah, I'm Fred Wonder, man. But yeah, it's one of those gimmicks. I'm sure maybe as this evolves, we'll both be able to come up with like new gimmicks, new names, and maybe be able to give it some character. I think that'd be some fun stuff to do.
Yeah, like how do you think Santino Marella would say Fred Wonder?
Mm. Ah, dude, I don't know. I the that Randy Orton, you son of a gun, dude, that just lives in my head every day, every day.
Batista.
The honky tonky man.
John Cena.
Hey, you got a big mouth, John Cena. Dude, I don't know how he would say it, but say it just, I don't know,
Alfredo
Fred. He'd
Bonder. Some shit.
be like, Alfred Wonderful.
Well, just because it's like Alfredo, it's like kind of
Yeah,
Italian.
yeah, he'd
He
be
doesn't
like,
say it like he just says it normal.
Alfred Wonderful. I don't know, man, how he would say it, but yeah, the you son of my gun, dude. That I wish I could clip that and we could use that. That'd be so awesome. You son of my gun.
Do you know like how like people are like get upset when they find out that like Kane and Undertaker aren't brothers, or like you know, seeing Rey Mysterio without his mask, but like when I found out that like Santino
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
like Italian, I was like, no,
yeah.
this is all I
You're
know.
heartbroken. It's so crazy. Did you ever find out that was not really an actual fan? He was planted in the crowd, like he was
Yeah,
already an up and coming wrestler. Dude, I
yeah,
really thought he was a fan. That I think that broke me more than him not being Italian.
yeah. I was like, this random fan is just out of nowhere. He's just like a wrestler.
Yeah,
Like he knows
and,
what he's doing. Like
and not only that, he was like ripped too, so it was like perfect. I was like, yeah, they're obviously gonna go for the ripped guy, you know?
you never really see like this like like strangely extremely swole men just out in public. They're usually just like at the gym.
Yeah, yeah. So it was one of those where it just nah, there's no way. And then it was funny because it was a Raw episode in Italy, so it makes sense because they were there, and they're like, let's get someone from the crowd, and then you get the big buff dude, and then yeah. Back on the Santino note, it really like I really thought he was just a really swole Italian man, and
Yeah.
and then I remember it was when Umaga was like undefeated, untouched. I think this was roughly after WrestleMania because I think Vince McMahon was bald already, right? He had the little hat, or was this
Yeah.
before?
I think so. No, it was before that. I feel like.
It was before. Okay, so it was
Who did
before
who did
WrestleMania.
Umaga first beef with? Was it John Cena?
Yeah, he came in. He beefed with him. He had a good beef with Jeff Hardy. The
Because I
one
know
with
the
Bobby
Santino
Lash.
one was when he was fighting in the program with Bobby Lashley, right?
Yeah, 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 and that also led it to WrestleMania because it was Lashley versus Umaga, Trump versus McMahon.
That's
Dude,
crazy.
just go back and watch WrestleMania 23 and you'll see Trump versus Mr. McMahon.
Was that the one in Chicago?
No, it was WrestleMania 22. That
Yeah.
was that was the one where Ray won the title. 23 was in Detroit, I believe.
Oh, all right. Well, shit. You just want to get right into
But before we get into it, we got something special coming up this weekend, Bash at Berlin. That shit looks
Oh, well, by the
awesome,
time
man.
this drops, it'd be what, like Sunday?
Maybe afterwards, so then maybe we'd be able to do something quick of like a review after
Uh,
that. But
I could pull up like the card and we could do quick predictions.
I just that strap match is gonna be awesome between CM Punk and Drew. For some reason, Punk really likes that strap match, man.
You think it's like
I
a
mean, he
kink?
had the one with MJ. It's a kink. He had that one with MJF, and it was regarded as pretty fucking good. And then I think Drew's gonna be just the same. That dude's intense.
Yeah. After this, do you think the feud is over or like?
Nah, this is gonna keep going till at least maybe Survivor Series or the end of the year.
I see people saying that that CM Punk gets this one so that they're even, and then
Yeah, yeah.
then they
And
even
then
the
they'll need
odds
one more.
at what you call it, at Bad
Bad
Blood.
Blood. That's what a lot of people are trying to say too, because that's roughly how the storyline between Bret Hart, Undertaker, and Shawn Michaels played out.
Mm.
That because it was the same situation at SummerSlam with Seth, Drew, and Punk. The 3-way. Because at Survivor Series, what was that Survivor Series nine? I forget the year. Was it '96? I think, where it was Undertaker versus Bret with Shawn as the ref, and Seth played the ref, and
Yeah.
obviously Punk was Bret, Taker was Drew, and that culminated in Bad Blood at the Hell in a Cell between Taker and Shawn.
Oh,
So, damn, imagine if they do a Hell in a Cell between Punk and Drew.
dude, fuck, that'd be insane.
That that'd be wild. That'd be wild.
Do you
But
feel
it'd
like
be one of
do you feel like Punk is like gonna ever like just have like a regular match on a Monday, or just like he does his promos and when he really fights is like on the pay per views, PLEs?
no. I'm sure they'll use him. I guarantee you he'll be on some of the Netflix Raw. Cause yeah, once it gets to Netflix, it's gonna be huge. He might
Because
even
he's
be on
still,
the very
I
first
mean, he's
one.
still kind of like healing, I guess, right?
Yeah, but yeah, I think once they make the move to Netflix, I think he'd definitely be like on that first show. I'm sure they'll make the first show a really huge one, and they'll just try to jam pack it with a bunch of big stars, bring in a bunch of older people too, probably. Stone
Yeah.
Cold.
How do you think this? How do you think this ends? Their feud.
I think I think Drew will inevitably become the one that comes out on top, but only because I think if they do go at it at Bad Blood, I think Drew takes it, and I think in that event, Seth will probably intervene, and then the storyline between Seth and Punk will then go from there. Because obviously they were supposed to be like the first ones to go at it. I think there's rumors of it was supposed to be Seth versus Punk night one WrestleMania this past year, but obviously Punk got hurt,
Right.
and then everything had to change for the better, obviously, because the tag match we got with The Rock and Roman versus Seth and Cody was pretty fire.
Yeah, I think overall that I mean we
It
don't
it
want to get
just shows
we don't
it
get
just
sidetracked too much, but that WrestleMania was pretty good. Other than
yeah.
Jimmy versus Jay,
Yeah, but it just shows that creative is in good hands and they are going in the right direction when they can make changes
when
like
something
that on the
happens.
fly.
Yeah,
Yep, yep. Especially with the whole Rock situation, which is crazy. Which, yeah, other than Bash at Berlin, I mean, we have what, All Out next week?
yeah, that's pretty fast. I didn't realize it was like they were saying it during the show. It was 10 days.
Yeah, last year it was the weekend right after All In.
Oh, really?
But yeah, but this one's cool because they're going back to Hoffman Estates, which is where they started overall. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
And we live pretty close by. Yeah, dude, let's shift over to what I think is one of the the Basher Berlin card, you
yeah.
say? My bad, yeah.
No,
I'm
no, no.
jumping
We'll
the
just go
gun.
through this real quick.
Yeah, please do,
So
please do.
the Unholy Union versus Jade and Bianca.
Okay.
Jade and Bianca got to win, right?
Yeah, they have to. Because they haven't been on like a big PLE in a while. Maybe since were they at SummerSlam? I think they were.
Yeah, it was like the three way when they lost again.
Yeah, and there you go, and they lost. So they need to
Yeah,
win this one. Yeah, they need to win this one.
yeah.
They need to look good.
Uh, Dominic and Liv versus the Terror Twins.
The Terror Twins. I think Dominic and Liv will take it.
Do, how do you feel about that name, the Terror Twins?
The Terror Twins. I mean, it's goofy. It's cringy. It's straight up like old school serial killer vibes for sure.
Always, it always reminds me of a certain date in September. Anyways, Punk versus Drew.
Punk versus Drew. I definitely hope Punk
Do you think it's
takes
gonna
it.
be like a bloodbath or like
Ah,
it's the one where
what
you
are the
gotta like tap the four corners, right?
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you're strapped with your opponent. Like you just I don't know. No, that's a four corner death match. I think the strap you just strap to your opponent, meaning they can't really get that far away from you.
Do you think there's any special interference here, or is it just them two?
See, that's I was about to say, like, if they want to
Because I mean,
get the,
technically, like Seth was like written off by Big Bronson Reed.
yeah, I was gonna
Well,
say,
not
like,
Reed.
if they want to bring him back into the mix now, then that could probably happen. If not, they could probably just wait till Bad Blood and have that happen there, because that's not too far out. That's in October. I think like the first or second week of October.
Enough
So I'm
time
going
to
with,
build something
yeah,
up. Yeah.
yeah, I'm going with Punk on that one. But I was about to ask you, what are the rules in Germany? Can they show blood?
I mean, I'd assume
Right?
would be the
But I think
worst thing that they've done.
it's yeah, hey, true. I
All right.
think I think Punk takes that one.
I think yeah, probably because I guess you could say Drew won at SummerSlam.
Hmm. And like you said, if they want to keep the rivalry going, yeah, makes sense to make it 1-1.
Yeah, because there's no way it ends right there.
No, it's just too soon, way too soon.
Like, who would even like be the next like battles? All
It
right,
would obviously.
Cody and Kevin. Who do you?
Oh, I got Cody taking it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably given. But do you think this is where Kevin Owens turns heel?
I don't think so. I think he's gonna keep writing out this like face because his contract he said is close to coming up, so
Oh yeah.
he might just be writing this face turn just for a while, and then not saying he's gonna sign anywhere else, but maybe until he disputes something else and gets a new contract, he'll probably just ride this wave out.
Dude,
Maybe
so
take
it
some
was
time off.
just until like not recently, maybe a couple months ago, where I found out that he's actually like Canadian and like he
Yeah,
speaks French and stuff. I just thought he was like a, like he just like he just gives off this like backyard wrestler like
like trailer park vibes.
trailer park vibe for sure. Like I seen like videos of him like with the U.S. title, and he just like seemed like a like I
He
just
was not only that, he was pretty like beefy at that time too when he had the U.S. title. Yeah, he had like a big old belly.
yeah,
No
like he
offense,
definitely
no
just
offense, no
downs
offense.
a 6 pack of Mountain
Yeah, he
Dew
definitely
before a
looked like
match,
that. Yeah, and he just walked with it just right there, just
listening
plastered
to like
on him.
Limp Bizkit and shit.
Yeah, no, he's full on Canadian. Full on
Yeah, yeah,
Canadian,
that
dude.
caught me by surprise.
Yeah,
I think it was during the backlash when he went and he started
when it
speaking
went,
French or something.
yep. Hey man, Canada produces some of the best wrestlers ever. Has the best wrestler ever from Canada.
So Gunther versus Randy. I mean, Gunther's probably gonna win.
Yeah, Gunther's taking that one. But
That
it'd be cool if Randy were to surprisingly take it and get that 15th one. And it could happen because if anyone's done it, it's Randy. I remember when Drew won it at WrestleMania 36, the COVID year.
yeah,
Like 2 months later, like Randy beat him and took it from him. And then like 2 weeks later, Drew beat him again and took it back. It was one of those really weird ones.
it'd be a good like shocker because like I feel like everybody, including myself, just assume that Gunther's gonna win and
Yeah.
he's about to go like on another long ass title reign. But it'd be a
I
good
don't
surprise.
yeah, I don't think his reign is going that long. I think maybe
666 days.
what?
Intercontinental champion.
No, no, no. I know. I don't think he'll go that long with this one because I think they're trying to see who they can give it to at next year's WrestleMania.
You think he drops at WrestleMania?
Either he drops it or he wins it. But if he does hold on till WrestleMania, then he'll probably drop it then.
Yeah,
I don't know if it'll be Punk or Drew that takes it from him, or if they'll try to set up like a Drew and Punk. 'Cause I think obviously they're gonna try to give Punk some type of big match at one of the WrestleManias, and that's the only belt that makes sense. Not saying he'll win it, but if Gunther's there, then I think Gunther will definitely take that one. Or
yeah,
sorry,
yeah. I can see
Gunther, Gunther,
Gunta.
Gunther.
So, do you
Nah,
think
I fuck.
anything crazy
I like
happening
him.
in this POE, or just gonna be as is?
I think it's gonna be pretty like action packed. I think every time they've gone overseas this year, the crowd goes so crazy and they're so involved, dude. I think that's what they've really learned that it's like, yo, these people are like so dedicated to this and they
Yeah, and
just
then
love it.
they always like remind you of how shitty like American crowds are. The
Just
best that they
you
could do is
suck.
best that they could do is say what when heel's doing a promo.
Oh man, and it's funny talking about the fans in America because yeah, the event we're gonna talk about, dude. Some of the chants that were said by the ECW
Yeah,
fan.
even
Oh
Mick
my,
Foley and what's his name? Justin? No,
Joey
Joey
Styles.
Styles. Joey
Yeah.
Styles. He's like, yeah, I don't think we could repeat that. Even like at that time in like
Yeah.
2006 when people were saying stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, all right, you
Dude,
want
yeah.
to get
Yeah,
started
we'll
on
get
this?
right dude, we'll get right into it. Bash at Berlin though should be pretty good PLE. I'm excited to watch it.
It's gonna
But
be
yeah,
like
we'll
11 a.m.
I think like noon, I think is what it says. I think 10 or
1
noon, something
p.m.
like that.
Eastern time. So yeah, like 12 o'clock for us.
Yeah. So but yeah, like we said, speaking of American fans and what they can produce at people, we'll go right into our event review of today, which is ECW One Night Stand, the original one from 2005. Quickly, do you remember anything of this when you were a kid?
Like the lead up to it,
Yeah, like the lead up, the commercials, like the hype behind it.
I just knew of ECW, just from like because it was on like sci-fi, and then
Oh,
just
this
because
was
like the
before.
games when
Yeah.
it was introduced, like, oh, this is this crazier, like they
Okay.
use chairs all the time, tables all the time,
Yeah.
and disc replay always had like the pay-per-views like on DVD. So like once I seen
Mhm.
it there, then I started like buying, like, well, not myself because I was like 10, but I had my
Yeah.
mom buying me a bunch of like rest of ECW stuff. I just thought it was
Yeah.
like so sick.
Yeah, dude. So this came out before ECW got onto Sci-Fi because when ECW got onto Sci-Fi, that was a result of how good this show did, and then so they brought back the ECW brand, but it wasn't as good. This was this was supposed to be just a one-off show, right? And all the credit goes to RVD himself because he said he went up to Vince McMahon and he was pretty much like, "Yo, dude, like, why haven't you ever made a pay-per-view just for ECW? Like, you have a bunch of us here, like the people would go crazy." And he said that kind of came as a result of anytime he'd be wrestling, he'd always get the EC dub chance, and they'd grow a lot. And
Yeah,
then Vince McMahon actually said, "You know what? You're right." And so the show was born just on that one suggestion that wasn't turned down. And I remember a lot from this event as a kid because I loved the old ECW. Something about, like you said, the chairs, the tables, the blood just drew me in as a kid. And
yeah.
it was just like extreme. Like, yeah, I loved original wrestling down to like the Spanish AAA, like the Lucha Libre, but there was something about this that just was so crazy.
It feels like if you when you were a kid, like if you liked like Power Rangers and stuff like that, GI Joe, like just violence, I guess. Then that just
Yeah,
like segued into wrestling, lucha libre, and then like that went into like UFC, and then now it's like you either found yourself back or you're still into UFC.
yeah. Dude, like, well, you know me, I love almost all that stuff that you just mentioned, including the UFC. So
Right.
I've just always been prone to violence, and I was a little kid
And
watching this,
really into men in tights.
men in tights and sweating. Uh, dude, the coolest thing about this event is I remember the commercials, and they had like the original ECW song, and it was promoted as a one night only event. I mean, it's called One Night Stand, you know?
Right.
And I think everything that was like done for this event was just done right. The location, which is the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York. I mean, it just looks iconic. You know, it's just the ballroom with the different balconies and all the people there. And like it just fits the scene. And I just loved how the show opened with Joey Styles just coming out and he just, oh my god, and then everybody just erupts, dude, because you know that was his thing.
He's such a underrated commentator during that
Yeah,
time.
yeah, I
You
liked him
think
when he
of
was on
JR
Raw.
and Jerry the King and Michael Cole.
Yeah, I liked when he was in WWE for that. I think what was it like a year or two maybe that we had him. Yeah, I thought he
Yeah,
was pretty
pipe
good
bomb on Jerry.
when he quit,
Yeah, that was badass.
dude. And then he actually quit. Like that was actually him quitting. That dude's a G man. He does not
Yeah,
play around.
they
But
call
it
me. I didn't do
was
the job. Damn, all right.
nah, nah, dude. Yeah, he was definitely a really good announcer. Definitely a G. It was pretty cool that Mick Foley joined the commentating team. That was definitely a push done from WWE themselves.
To
I heard
have like
two
still have their
commentators.
brand.
Yeah, because they did like didn't try to fuck with it too much. You know, they were like, all right, let's try to leave it as original as possible. They even gave booking to Paul Heyman. He was in charge of all the matches, all the outcomes, everything. And Joey just wanted to commentate by himself, but they said, no, you need a second one. So I think Mick Foley was probably the best choice.
Yeah,
Like for sure, it's like, oh, dude, if
definitely good.
I
I didn't have
like King or JR. I mean, no offense to them, but like they just wouldn't have fit the scene.
yeah.
Even though Jerry Lawler had a he had a storyline with ECW where he actually invaded ECW himself in the 90s,
He
like
called them
during the
all like
yeah,
peasants or some
like
shit.
like
Yeah,
like like they work at bingo halls and all this stuff. It was a pretty cool cross promotion that they did, kind of like the NXTNA that they have right now. Pretty sick.
yeah. I mean, we could definitely make another video about that because I definitely have my thoughts on
Uh,
that shit.
I'm positive you do, man. I'm
Uh,
positive you do. Yeah,
but yeah, let's get to it, man.
let's
So
get right into it. Yeah, the first match, Lance Storm versus Chris Jericho. And you watched the event recently, right? I'm assuming.
hold on, your little. Oh, there we go. Yeah, as we do. Yeah. I watched it maybe a week and a half, week, 2 weeks ago or so.
Okay, yeah.
Uh,
So you know Lance Storm, right? You know how good of a wrestler
yeah,
he
he's
is.
pretty good. He definitely seems like just like a real like if a saltine cracker was a human,
Just real generic.
just real, yeah,
He's a
generic.
real generic person. Yeah. Good thing about him is that him and Jericho, my bad, are actually like best friends. Like in real life, they came up together. They trained together under the Hart Brothers School of Wrestling.
And they couldn't be
Again,
just so like polar opposites of each other.
right?
It's like, I
Like
mean, who
Jericho's
knows?
just
Maybe like once those
in real,
cameras are off, Lance Storm
yeah.
is a wild boy.
But like that, like I get what you're saying because Jericho's just so charismatic and Lance Storm just really clean cut. But his wrestling was really good, man. I
Yeah.
think my favorite part of this match was Jericho's entrance because you know we get the break the walls down song and you're like, okay, yeah, classic Jericho. But then he comes out and he does a thing and turns around and he has the lion heart vest on because
Oh
that's
yeah.
yeah, because that's him from the '90s, man. That's early Chris Jericho, Lionheart Chris Jericho, and I thought that was sick. That was a really great touch.
Have Mitch Call, have you seen his fight with Mystico recently?
I have not.
He did a whole promo in Spanish and stuff. It was badass. But
Yeah, no, his work in Mexico is really huge. My father-in-law knows who he is, but through his Spanish name, Corazon de León.
yeah, he's
Yeah,
man. He's
yeah,
legendary.
he's definitely awesome. But the
To think
match
he's
was
just kind of like to think he's just kind of like that old like geezer now. Nobody really wants him on the screen anymore.
they, they just keep chanting retire. They just want him to retire. They want him to go away. They're like, please retire. It's crazy, dude.
Although I'm not gonna lie, I'm a big fan of the learning tree.
It's funny. It's a kind of like a take on the list of Jericho that he did a couple years ago, where he's kind of just arrogant and shit. It's funny. It's funny.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah,
definitely
definitely.
funny. But this match, something that I wanted to point out was Landstorm hits a super kick. You know, and now everybody hits super kicks like they're nothing. But this was one of those where, like, he hits a super kick and nobody other than Sean was hitting super kicks. So that super kick was sold like a finisher. Everybody was like, "It's over." When Jericho threw the arm up at 2, the crowd was crazy. Like that was some great work, dude. I miss super kicks.
Dude, and to think now is just like kind of like with a hot tag now, where, you know, somebody comes in just clotheslines everybody. Now
Yeah.
they're just coming in and super kicking
It's
everybody.
just super. Yeah, it's like super kick. Everybody has a super kick, man. It's like I said, it just dumbed down so much, but it was so cool to see that Storm was able to hit him with one, and like I said, it was sold as a finisher. Jericho took it as a finisher. Um, the first holy shit moment happened during this match. I don't know if you remember.
Just walk me through it.
It was Lance Storm. He went up to the top turnbuckle, but he went up kind of like facing the fan, so his back was towards the ring. And I don't know if he was trying to like set up maybe like a back body splash or something. But as he shoots back with his back facing Jericho, and Jericho just jumps up
Oh,
and hits him with a drop kick like in
yeah,
midair. It's one of those like one of those spots that they did good, but if done wrong, they could have easily gotten hurt.
yeah, yeah, for
And then
sure.
the crowd were, holy shit. Overall, dude, I think the match was great. Obviously, like we said, they're best friends. They've worked with each other forever, so they're transitioning between like wrestling moves, the chain wrestling, all that stuff was just great. The pace was awesome. Obviously, the interference with his tag partner, just incredible. Hit him with the cane shot to get the
And that was
win.
like as about as like ECW as it got.
Yeah,
Like it was a good match, but like
nothing extreme yet.
yeah,
Yeah, nothing extreme yet. But the fact that the
when you
ECW
sent me your
fans,
notes and you know, you had your rankings.
yeah, 4 out of what did I
I
rank
seen
this
them and
one?
I was like, these are good matches. What is he talking about? But I'm like, oh well, yeah, for like ECW standards, like when they had the ECW PLE recently, and it's kind of like they just have like regular matches on there. Like, nah, every match needs to be like no
Like,
DQ. Like
yeah. But this one, for like you said, for not being uh like an extreme match, I thought it was great. I gave it was it
a 3.5
three
out of
point
five.
five out of 5 chair shots?
Uh,
Yeah, dude. Like I said, I think it's well deserved. These guys, they're just putting on great wrestling.
yeah, good opener for sure.
Yeah, it was just get the crowd going. I thought that match was awesome. Like you
And now
said, good
the
opener.
second match, three-way,
It's a
um,
three-way dance.
Tajiri, Little Guido, which is crazy.
Yeah, you
Uh,
remember Nunzio, right?
yeah, and super crazy.
And super crazy. Yeah, it was dude, that match was just let's get some of the young cruiserweights out there and let's just show them what we got. Like that moonsault, that super crazy hit off the
Oh,
balcony,
dude,
dude.
he
And
was
then
a
not only
flame.
he just
Super
lands on
crazy
his
in
feet.
ECW compared to super crazy on SmackDown as the Mexicals. Oh my.
Yeah, nah.
Mm-mm.
It was cool that they brought him over. I'm sure they made decent amount of American money, but yeah, dude, that
Nah,
moonsault.
you ever seen that he had to quit because he was not making enough for like the
Oh,
travel and all
really?
that. He was getting
Like
like I think like $500 per show or something like that. Which
damn.
even during those times is insane. Like
Yeah, that's nuts.
with
That's
some of the
nuts.
like salaries you see people were making like over 50K and stuff like that.
And you could have give homie at least a grand.
Right, like pay
Dang,
for his
that's
plane
crazy.
ticket. Like damn.
Yeah, I didn't know much of that, but no, yeah, that moonsault he hit on like off the balcony, that was at least like 15 feet up in the air, 20 feet, just whoo, and then
Yeah.
lands. He lands on his feet like nothing,
Yeah.
just like nothing, dude. But did you notice the guy that came out with Tajiri, not Mikey Whipwreck, but Sinister Minister, the other dude,
Mm,
the guy
no,
in
is
like
he
the
like I
and
seen him, but like I wasn't like you know.
So I don't know if you remember, but he was Father James Mitchell in TNA. He was the manager for Abyss. You know Abyss, right?
Yeah, I remember Abyss.
Remember how he had like a little manager that used to run around with him?
Nah, but
No.
that was this guy.
Yeah, that was this dude, and I saw him, and to me it's just because obviously I watched TNA when I was a kid too, so I was like, I remember him. I remember him.
What I did notice though was like Little Guido's his faction, the FBI.
FBI, yup.
It was pretty cool. Because I recently got into TNA this year, but they have like a faction now of like younger Italian wrestlers.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
wrestling. Who knows if they actually are Italian or not?
yeah. It's just the gimmick.
And Santino was like their head guy and stuff,
That's awesome.
but now Santino's like the Adam Pearce of TNA pretty much.
Okay, okay.
So that was pretty cool though. I was like, oh dang, I wonder if they're like their parents or
Or
it was
just
just
some.
inspired.
Yeah, yeah. Inspired. That's awesome. That's a good callback to that.
But how sick was it though? Tajiri came in, with people. Little Guido came in with people. Super crazy. Solo
No
though.
one, no one. And then he took out all of them with that moonsault.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
He had a good
to
move set.
yeah, oh, yeah, he was exciting, just flying. Tajiri is the one that gets little Guido out of there. He spits the green mist on him. Obviously, just classic Tajiri. I love Tajiri too. Tajiri's awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But then that set up what everybody was gonna be like. Oh, it's gonna be a crazy match now. Tajiri and Super Crazy. Did you notice that one botch? I guess you could say, where they both kind of just didn't do a move that they thought the other person was gonna do.
Yeah.
And it's funny because the crowd called them out on that. You fucked up.
Yeah, dude. They're so vocal.
That's what the UFC. That's what the ECW fans do, man. It's just like when you fuck up, they say you fucked up. But then yeah, Super Crazy is the one that gets Tajiri. He wins the match. To me, it was just one of those spots everywhere. Just get the crowd more
But like,
engaged.
I feel like they didn't need like a bunch of weapons and stuff, but like the high
Yeah,
flying definitely made up for
exactly.
it. The
Which is some
interference and stuff and the green mist, like
it's something
still
that ECW pride themselves in doing. It's like not only are we extreme, but we also have the little guys, the high flyers. And then this one was cool because then you were able to pack in just some older, original people from ECW that the fans could just see. Like, hey, we still remember these guys.
right.
Other than that, what did I rank this one? 2 out of 5 chair shots.
2.5 chair
Two
shots.
point five. Okay, I actually upped it compared to my final notes.
Over.
Now, yeah. I have two different notes, but no, yeah, that sounds about right. Like I said, it's just electrifying match. Got everybody going. The next match, though, I think is probably the most disappointing
Yeah, I mean,
because.
good match, but like
Go ahead, and
for
you
the
can.
history that those two have, the chemistry that they should have,
Yeah,
the things that they're capable of. But
yeah,
I mean, I
and
guess it is
this third match is we're talking about the Extreme Lucha match between Psychosis and
that
Rey
wasn't
Mysterio.
really that extreme.
And Extreme at all. I mean, it was pretty cool that they brought back the junior to Rey Mysterio's name as a
Right.
callback to when he was still in ECW. And then little fact, Rey Mysterio said that I think ECW was his first like American wrestling promotion that brought him in.
Dude,
So that's
shout out to Paul Heyman, man.
dude. Paul Heyman had
One of the best eyes for talent.
a lot of people that went through him. It is so crazy. Like Stone Cold, arguably one of the biggest stars ever, went through there. And
He
then
took him
people
out. Did he? Was he stunning Steve at the time when he was
It
at
was
ECW?
Stunning Steve. Yeah, he was Stunning Steve from WCW. WCW fired him over the phone, which pissed Steve off. And then he was hurt, but Paul was like, "Hey, man, you want to come in?" Because they had worked together in WCW. Because Paul was over there too.
Yeah.
And then once he shifted over, he remembered Steve. He brought him over, and he was just like, "Hey, man, just come over and do some work." Steve said, "I can't wrestle," but he was like, "But you can talk." And then he went over and did some awesome ass promos that just buried WCW and Eric Bischoff. Some
Yeah.
of those promos are so funny, dude. Stone Cold is a
Yeah.
genius. But like you said,
So good. And
more
like that's the good thing about what I love about wrestling is that even when somebody's injured, they're like if they're a big enough star, they still manage to like, CM Punk spent majority of his year injured, but
yup,
yet
and then
you always seen him.
he
Where
just kept
like
building up.
whereas like say like basketball, like somebody gets injured, you don't hear from that guy for months. Like
Yeah, usually it's like, damn, they're done.
yeah, but
Uh,
I mean. I see. One of the things I seen in the match, heard in the match, was when they said that Psychosis and Rey Mysterio had fought over like 200 times.
Yeah.
Like that's insane to me.
I mean, that
Uh,
has to be probably even more because how many of those matches were like, in like these small Mexican promotions that didn't even keep track? They're probably doing like three or two of those a day, depending on how many shows they were putting on.
right.
Oh, they
Going for
definitely.
little tours
Yeah.
in Mexico and stuff. Yeah.
It was cool that Psychosis came out with his mask on. That was a really cool callback. But then he took it off.
Do you know if at that time, because he wasn't in WWE at the time, was he?
Mm-mm.
I
No,
wonder if
wait.
he was like,
During the ECW show.
yeah.
Yeah, no, he was in with the Mexicools at that time.
Was Mexico's a thing at the time?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
He was already in WWE at that time, but he never made it before when he was still wearing the full suit and mask. He only made it to WCW at that time. You fucking Pete.
what you call it? I was gonna say it would have been cool if he did like a mask match and like Psychosis getting the mask
Yeah,
off.
right. Yeah, they should have done like where a mask versus mask match would have probably been a lot more extreme, and then him losing his mask wouldn't have been much of a deal because he was already wrestling
Yeah, that's
without
the thing
it.
I wasn't sure because Super Crazy and Psychosis weren't in the overalls that he had them
Mexic
in.
Yeah, Super Crazy had I think the logo on his ass, on his pants. Something like that.
Yeah,
But
man,
yeah, like we said,
Mexico's.
for someone that for the two people having this amount of history, you really think this match would have been crazy. The crowd chanting "Put the mask on" was crazy.
Yeah,
Put the mask on. It's like, dang. And then the boos over the headlock, even the boo over the 619.
yeah. They're like, we're trying to see that, dude.
We're
Get a
not trying to
fucking
see that.
table, bro.
Yeah.
Let's get some blood. They're fucking.
They
They're
were
some.
mad, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, it definitely just wasn't a good match. What was the rating on that one? You got it open.
a 1.5.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
1.5. I think they only had one extreme spot when I think he flew into the crowd. No, I think Gray did like a sitting senton.
and yeah, maybe into a table. Can't really remember right now off the top of my head,
I don't
but
think they got it.
it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't think they got it to the table. But yeah, I think it was he just flew into the crowd. Psychosis caught him, and it just fell. That was about the only extreme moment at all there, man. What did happen after the match was when the SmackDown roster arrived.
Yeah, JB was like, "You little Mexican."
Dude, did you hear that? Oh, he did. He was talking to Ray because Ray was up on the top turnbuckle, like talking shit to him, and he's like, "I got a ticket, you little Mexican, dude." I was like, there's no way he just
JB
said
was
that."
hilarious.
Hey man, he played that hero role real well. He did it real well. But
A little too good.
right? It's like, how do you really feel?
Like like yeah, John, your lines were I have a ticket
You,
ready.
you, yeah. Why'd you add the little Mexican part? Nah, dude. But
Oh, oh,
he's like,
jeez,
just got too into character.
dude,
Nah,
his little vignette at the border.
dude. Oh yeah, yeah. When he was going against Eddie, right? That
Yeah,
storyline was pretty brutal and dark, man.
yeah. At the time, I was like, oh, dude, fuck that guy, man. Mexicans
Yeah,
are cool. Leave us
I mean, you
alone.
are one. You can't say they're cool. You are one.
Right, right, right. I'm literally wearing a shirt with the.
That's what I'm saying. Like you literally are one. We both are.
But then like now as like I'm older, I'm like nah, dude, those were hilarious promos.
Yeah, it's cool growing up and going back and taking a look at the heels that you hated and you appreciate them now. Kurt Angle being one of them. The
Yeah.
crowd chanting, "You suck dick," and then he goes, "Your mother taught me how." It's one of those he's a heel and he's trying to act heelish, but he's also being comedic too, and
Yeah,
he does
like
that. He
was
does that really well.
when he was telling Ray, he's like, you're a boy, and I play with
And I
boys.
like play with little boys. It's like, wait, no. Yeah, but then their promos led to RVD showing up, which
Oh,
was
you know,
that
that sucks
promo.
that he was like he made it happen and he was injured.
He couldn't even wrestle. Yeah, he had to have knee surgery, like I
Because
think a couple months
when I
before.
watched it, leading up to this, I was like, I just I didn't know that there was multiple one night stands,
Yeah,
and I thought the main event was gonna be him versus John Cena, that one
that's
fight.
yeah, that's the one, and that's the one that follows this one, the next year, 2006, which was also pretty good.
I think
But
that's the one that I actually remembered as like a child watching.
yeah, because that one was when John Cena was like deep in his John Cena role. You get me? He was the champ. 2006, Ray had the belt as well, so that was following WrestleMania 22. I remember that one too. We'll definitely do a review on that one because I also like that event, not as much as this one. But after that
First,
one,
first one we gotta, you know.
yeah, after the second one, that's when it fell off. They eventually dropped the ECW part of it, and they just kept the one night stand uh pay-per-view event itself. But then
Yeah.
even then, I don't think it lasted that long.
Right.
But RVD's promo that he cut on WWE was just so like this dude's shooting from the hip. Like he's being
Like,
so
this is
truthful right
me.
now.
There's no damn writers.
He's like, there's no
Yeah.
script. This is me just from the heart. Yeah, dude, I gave that promo a 5-star frog splash out of five.
Yeah, and the way he's just like he's saying like, I'm not just saying dude, bro, stuff like that.
Like I can actually speak when you let me speak. Yeah, he's like just like Paul Heyman lets us. Like we just go out here and do our stuff. And then the way that that ends with Rhino hitting him with the gore was pretty cool. And then obviously we get the lights out and then
Oh
come
yeah.
back up and then it's Sabu, man. Sabu. I love Sabu, which that would turn into an impromptu fourth match, which is Rhino versus Sabu.
It was the first good reading that you gave a match.
Hey, the first one had
Four
a
out of
good
five.
rating. Oh, but
3.5.
yeah,
I mean, you might as well just say three.
nah, you got to give him that half chair shot. You know, he kind of took it halfway. But yeah, this one was 4.5 for sure because obviously it was just carnage. Sabu just jumping off of stuff. The that drop kick that RVD hits on Rhino, where he's hanging upside down and he's running with the chair, and then
Oh
that's
yeah, yeah,
scary because his knee was he had a full on brace and it was all wrapped up. It was like you just had reconstructive surgery, man. You probably shouldn't do that.
yeah.
But then yeah,
Freaking
him hitting that, and then the Arabian Skull Crusher by Sabu when he the leg drop with the chair underneath right over Rhino. Just yeah, like I said, 4 out of 5 chair shots for
Dude,
sure.
like, do you think even like at this age, Sabu can even like just walk, like
I think he's
when he gets out
does
of
he
bed?
probably not. Can does he still wrestle or no? Because I know they still do some hardcore reunion shows.
I was honestly like surprised that Sabu was still alive.
A lot of people have said that.
Yeah, like,
I think he said some pretty racial stuff in the last couple of years, so he's kind of been questioned.
or not really being shown on WWE.
Yeah,
Like, I
well,
think when certain wrestlers go to like those conventions, he's usually there.
yeah, I mean, I definitely get his autograph if I could, dude. Fuck yeah, I
Yeah,
love Sabu. I love Sabu. I remember playing as him a lot in SmackDown versus Raw 2006 featuring ECW.
like if you wanted somebody to run or like hit, high flying shots and stuff, it was like either Ray or him.
Yep, and it's
Do
cool
crazy
because
moves.
in the ECW One Night Stand 2006 they faced each other, the one you remember the most.
Yeah, yeah.
And then but yeah, like I said, 4 out of 5 on this match, pretty good. And then this leads into the Raw roster arriving, which is pretty
Like the
funny.
face off.
Did you notice the drink gets thrown on him and he gets real fucking pissy? Like
Yeah.
he's all like in a snug, like just yeah, I'm better than you attitude. And then somebody legit throws a drink on him and he like snaps. He's like, hey, you. And then like the security guard's right there and he like tells him some shit, but he like calms himself down. It's like,
It's
man.
like, hey, you gotta know where you're at, bro.
Yeah, it's like clearly,
You're,
yeah, exactly.
you're Eric Bischoff.
Like, yeah, like you part of the reason why ECW went under. Like you stole a lot of their people.
Like
And
if,
yeah,
like if what's his face Vince Russo was there, he probably would have just got attacked.
probably. Yeah, but I mean, I like Bischoff. He definitely a controversial figure that played his role well.
Yeah,
And then no promos from them right away because the next matchup was also a really great match. I think this was the longest match on the entire event. We got good old Chris Benoit versus Eddie Guerrero, man.
yeah.
Honestly, any of their matches, they're always great. Like these dudes do not have a bad match.
Like all the shit he did to the
Yeah,
side,
yeah,
whatever. You never
yeah.
really seen a bad Chris Benoit match.
No. with him against anyone. And Paul Heyman said this recently, like as a wrestler, he said, I think he said he's one of the top five talents of all time. And
Yeah,
honestly, I agree, dude, because he brought it all. His intensity, his physicality, just his move set. He just made it all so seem so believable. And Eddie did exactly the same.
right. Yeah,
But but Eddie just had a way better like feel for the crowd. Like it was just unreal, you know? Like whether he was a heel or a face. And then during this time, he was full on heel. He was
it
going
was
up
during
against
the custody.
yep, it was during the
Yeah,
custody for Dominic, so he was full on heel. And sad to say, this was in June, and he passed away November of this year. So that
yeah,
yeah, so this is what 4 or 5 months before his passing. So it's one of those like, damn, it just really hits once you realize that.
yeah, yeah. Honestly, man.
Yeah, it's like dang, but no, dude, this match. I think I had like the shortest amount of a summary for this match because it just plays out like every one of their matches that they've ever had. Just they do the drama right, the moves are hard hitting, they are just back and forth. I gave it four out of five chair shots as well.
Yeah, 4 out of 5, and the crowd was wild during that match too because Bischoff was there. He's like, you
Dude,
got herpes.
they were shutting that to Edge. Dude, they were directing that at Edge. It was so crazy. Yeah, yeah. During like the match was good, but the entire time the crowd was going at the Raw roster. Fuck you,
Yeah,
bitch. He's got herpes to Edge. And then once the match ends, that's when Bischoff cuts a promo and he just bashes ECW, which is what he was there for.
right.
He did a good job. He did a good job. I like I said, he knows what he's doing on the mic, man. But yeah, shout out to Chris Benoit and Eddie on that match. Like I said, 4 out of 5. Definitely well deserved.
So this next match, Mike Awesome versus
Yeah,
Masato Tanaka.
Tanaka.
I I was uh I was skeptical because like I had no idea who they were.
Yup,
I
I
was like,
figured.
should I just skip this? Like, is this just like a
Just
whatever?
filler. Yeah, just a
But
filler match.
but I mean, luckily I watched it. It was really good,
Dude, this is easily the best match on the entire card.
and I believe Mike Awesome. They were saying how he like basically turned his back on ECW or
Yeah, yeah,
something.
yeah. So I could briefly give you a quick history. So yeah, he was the ECW champ at that time. I think this is 1999 or the year 2000, somewhere around where WCW was already hitting, the low end. Like Monday Night Raw had just beaten them, so they were obviously just desperate. So they turned to ECW. Mike Awesome was the world champ for ECW, and Eric Bischoff lured him away with promise contract of like $250,000 or something like that. Obviously, way more money than anybody in ECW had ever earned. So he was like, "Fuck yeah, I'll go over there." And I think the contracts, at least on ECW's end, they weren't like contracts like that we think of now, where you're obligated to whatever your contract says. Pretty sure Paul was probably just whatever money he could give you, he'd be able to give you, or whatever he promised you, just based on a handshake. That's what you were getting. So
Yeah,
yeah, he just up and left. Didn't really do much in WCW, but he did get paid. But yeah, him coming back, obviously Joey Styles really played into the, fuck him, he left us and all that, which
yeah.
is great, great. But how heavy hitting was this match, dude?
Oh, dude, so good.
The ending sequence was like unnecessary, where he fucking does the awesome bomb from the inside of the ring, throws him to the outside table, and then he dives on top of him once he's already through the table.
Yeah, he's just like fight. I mean, he'll
Dude,
go all out.
it's like it was like you already won, and then he's just, I'm still throwing myself.
The match is over, Mike. Cut it out.
And then the four chair shots to Tanaka's open head were crazy.
Fuck, dude.
Just four. Like first it was three, just straight. He barely protected himself. He kind of just, just took him.
They gotta bring back
you
those chair shots.
said they got to bring back the chair shots.
Maybe like everybody gets one a year or something.
Everybody gets one heavy one on the head.
Yeah, or like maybe like what was it when they would put the chair on top of their head as the guy was on the floor and then concerto or something like
The
that.
concerto, oh, like the double chair shot.
Yeah, I feel like something like that. They could probably like
They did it recently when Edge was feuding with the Judgment Day. Remember? Rhea
That's
did
when I
it
was really
to
getting back in.
yeah, that was when Rhea did it to Beth during the
Yeah,
I quit match.
I seen that recently. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um.
nah. But this match got 4.5 out of 5 chair shots because Tanaka took 4 chair shots to the head, and I had to give him that extra point 5.
Just off of that. So
Yeah,
why wouldn't you give it a 5?
and honestly I should give it a 5. But it was just one of those because, like you said, you wanted to skip it because you had no idea who they were, so the name value wasn't there. I think if the name value was there, it'd easily be a 5. But because it turned someone like you who didn't know these people into like, holy shit, this match is crazy. Right away, it's like 4.5, dude. Four and a
Yeah, and it
half.
was like I think it's also good because like I don't know like these guys' move sets, their finishers.
Yeah, you don't know shit.
Yeah, so like and then when I see them, I'm like, oh fuck, this guy's crazy. You know?
So then that would just make you want to go see the older stuff. You want like let's go see what these guys did back then. Like
Right.
how crazy they were. So just based off because they didn't have the name value, just a 4.5. But you'll see it as because the main event, I gave that one a 5 out of 5. But that one had name value to it. You get
Yeah.
me?
Yeah, I
And
feel
so
like
I think
either one of those like if that match was the main event, it definitely holds its own, you know. Close out.
yeah. If the event ended after that match, I think everybody would have been happy because that was like that's what ECW was about. That was like extreme to the max. I'm throwing myself over you over another table nonstop.
Yeah, and it definitely like the final match did kind of feel like have you seen the
Overkill.
recent Deadpool and Wolverine?
Yeah,
Like it didn't like there wasn't like a crazy like story or anything that I know of, but like it was just like let's bring in all these names. Everybody knows these names. They're gonna go crazy.
just throw
Like
in. Yeah,
let's just do it. Like it's like if the match is average, whatever. At least we brought
name
in all the
value.
people.
Yep, and like I said, that's where name value sometimes plays a big part into, I guess, rating of matches. Before the last match goes on, Paul Heyman does come out, thanks the crowd, gets a little teary eyed, and then shoots on the
He's,
both Raw
I'm
and
not
SmackDown.
teary eyed. I'm just he said he
Cause
was like getting
I
high with
smoked a.
RVD.
He was like, I just smoked a joint with RVD in the back. And he just flat out says that, dude. I was
Yeah,
like, oh man, I wish I would have seen this event as a kid. I didn't see it when it came out, but it took me like a couple months after I got the DVD. But imagine seeing that in 2005. It's like I'm not crying. I smoked a joint with RVD in the back, dude. It's so awesome. Well, yeah,
I
his
I wish there was like a behind the scenes and like you just see them in the locker room just fucking.
blazing up. Uh, didn't who was it Austin Theory that got in trouble for smoking with Teddy Long or something like that recently?
Bro,
Yeah,
I had no
recently
idea.
within the last like 2 or 3 years, somebody got in trouble because they got high in the back with Teddy Long or RVD, something like that, dude.
No, I seen this story. It was like it was them and like it was like a group of people. Maybe it was probably fucking what's his name, Matt Riddle.
Oh, it could have been.
Yeah,
I've sent you videos of him being interviewed, dude. That dude is not here,
stoned, dude,
not here. He's
stoned.
not here.
Like I feel like RVD, like he like yeah he smokes, but like you never really like he definitely had
It
him singing bro and stuff like that. Whereas Matt Riddle legit looks fucked up.
It was like that's the story of what the two stereotypes of weed is like you can be a productive stoner and you're RVD or you're the other stoner and you're Matt Riddle and you just see
Yeah,
you know
he's just like
it's just like and he just dude he was just so destroyed. Back to Paul Heyman, the hide your wives, it's Edge. That was
oh
hilarious.
yeah.
And then he's like, I got 2 words for you, Matt freaking Hardy. And then
Yeah, dude, Loki, I feel like Edge is definitely a wrestler that I feel like could have shined with like the ECW.
oh
Uh,
yeah.
there's like a good amount of people that definitely
Like if he would have came through that scene first, not saying that anything would have been different, but he probably would have came in with a, to lack of better terms, with a better edge.
he yeah, because I mean he started off as like a tag team and he really had to build up. It wasn't until he the whole thing with Lita where he was
Where he
reaching
grew
main
as
belt
a
status.
yeah.
He
But
said
even as
himself
a
it wasn't until the extreme match with Mick Foley that he felt like he was really
that was when
arriving
he
to the
broke through.
scene.
Yeah. Because, yeah, he was obviously a great tag team partner with Christian and they had great matches, but then eventually you got to branch out on your own. And yeah, he managed to do that. But yeah, the Matt freaking Hardy line was funny because then even Edge reacted to it. He was like, "That's 3 words, not two." He's like, "You lied to me." So like you
Yeah,
could just mouth off what he's saying up there, which is funny. And then he goes at JBL. The only reason you were WWE champion for a year was because Triple H didn't want to work Tuesdays. And
yeah.
I don't know if you understand that, but SmackDown used to be taped on
It was
Tuesdays.
pre-recorded. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So he's like, the only reason why you're champ was because Triple H didn't want to jump ship to SmackDown, which was hilarious, man.
like
Paul is
him and Sean. Like I see a lot of stories that he never wanted to work on Fridays or on
Tuesday.
SmackDown.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I know Sean did eventually go over there for a little bit, but for the most part, you almost always remember Sean on Raw. Triple H did have good stints on SmackDown. I do remember that.
But for the most part, you just know them as like it was Raw guys.
Hmm.
Like
Like, yeah,
SmackDown, you think of like Undertaker, Chris Benoit, Kurt
The Rock,
Angle,
The Rock,
Rey
Brock Lesnar.
Mysterio, usually
I
Batista.
Yeah, I would even think like I said early Brock Lesnar because he was all SmackDown.
Oh yeah, Brock Lesnar too. Yeah.
Yeah, when he was the pre beast, the pre beast.
To
But
think now that they're just a vortex of the bloodline story and just whatever you sprinkle in
Cody Rhodes,
between.
man.
Hopefully, he gets dethroned soon.
Yeah, he's not really pulling it. But I guess to the other note, seventh match, the last match, tag team match, the Dudley
Dudley
Boys,
Boys.
Tommy Dreamer and the Sandman. So obviously, Dudley Boys, we all love them. We
Yeah.
all love them. And then Tommy Dreamer, he comes out ever graceful. The fans just acknowledge him. He's just saying thank you. Just classic Tommy Dreamer. I didn't know this till recently that the Sandman. If you're reading the notes, I don't think I finished the notes.
Uh, no, you did.
Might have not added everything, but
Oh yeah, I see.
yeah,
Because like you have the reading and then like
yeah.
a sentence under that.
Okay, yeah. But Sandman's entrance in the actual pay per view was actually Enter Sandman by Metallica, which is crazy. So they have obviously same with AEW when they used actual licensed songs. They obviously pay the band so and so amount of money to get the rights to that song for that one time or whatever. So that they did this for the Sandman is crazy because the Sandman, other than to us ECW fans, no one cares about them, you know? So the
Yeah,
fact that they gave him this, and then if you find the actual pay per view taping, I guess the entire crowd just like sing along to the song, and it was one of those crazy moments that we have now where the fans sing to the songs. We had that then, but we just can't see it unless you have an actual copy of the DVD itself. Because on Peacock, they play like a generic song over it.
yeah. It was probably like the theme song they gave him once he was on WWE for a little bit.
I would probably say so, yeah. But it's funny because even in the recording on Peacock, you could still hear the sounds of Enter Sandman. You could hear the drum
Like
line
if you
a
really
lot
listen closely,
through
yeah,
the generic song. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. You're like, hey, that sounds a lot like Enter Sandman, and then you come to think, well, that's why. But this was another one of those matches where, like you said, they just threw out a bunch of names out there before the match even began. The BWO, Kid Cash, Balls Mahoney, Axel Rotten. You get me? It was just let's bring out some more people.
yeah, they brought out that. And then just throughout the entire match, people just kept on coming out.
Yeah, and then it wasn't until that awesome Kid Cash somersault plancha that he hit. He had some like height and some length to that jump, dude.
Yeah,
He was like at least 15 feet in the air and then maybe like another 15 feet onto the crowd. That dude
yeah,
can
like pure
fly.
adrenaline made that man
Yes. Just
fly.
and he had a good like stand on the rope too. Like he was perfectly balanced and he like even jumped down even more. He launched himself. And then but that finally led to the beginning of the match with Dreamer and Bubba Ray finally coming into the ring. And then that cheese grater,
Oh yeah, I was like, oh god.
it's ah, yeah, I think Nirvana was watching the match with me at that point too. And she's like, "What are they using?" And I'm like, "It's a cheese grater." She's like, "Is that real? Does it hurt?" I'm like, "If you rub it a certain way, yeah, it'll make you bleed." And obviously, Dreamer started bleeding, but then he used it on Bubba too.
Yeah, good match, and like it showed all elements of ECW.
Obviously,
Table on fire,
the table on fire with Spike Dudley.
candlesticks, chairs, barbed wire. Fuck.
The return of Beulah was cool. Like I said, as a fan of ECW, the original ECW, you remember her and Tommy just always being together. So her coming back, but yeah, Dreamer being put through the flaming table is crazy, and that's why this gets 5 out of 5 flaming tables, dude.
5 out of flaming tables.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
like it's one of those like I said, this is the same thing as the Mike Awesome and Tanaka fight. Is like they're both 4.5, but this one because of the name value and then the flaming table, it just gave it that extra .5. But this is another one of those just classic ECW matches.
yeah. To think that like these type of matches were just happening every time
I
on a random
almost
Tuesday in like Nebraska, this shit was happening.
Philadelphia, Philadelphia.
No, but they toured as back in the '90s. They were going different places.
For the most part, they always stayed in just Philly. They would go to Philly and New York. They kind of just stayed in the ECW arena of Philadelphia.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, that's why Philadelphia
So was
loves
it
ECW.
until like after, once they were with WWE that the
Yeah, like I said, when they brought ECW back, it was a softer ECW behind with WWE behind it, and yeah, they toured a little bit there, but that ECW was pre NXT before NXT, if you get what I'm trying to say.
oh, it was there.
It was kind of like a little bit of a developmental place because they sent Chris Benoit down there like right away, so obviously him being a veteran, get him down there, train up some of the young guys. CM Punk came through there right after he left Ring of Honor. So again, developed through there a little bit. Who else went through there? Johnny Nitro.
Bobby Lashley was
Bobby Lashley went down there. He was their first champ, I think. But yeah, Johnny Nitro was down there. They had a couple of other people that didn't work out. But yeah, they just stayed in Philly. But the funny thing about this match is that, Sandman caring about his friend Dreamer, who just was set on fire, starts asking for a beer. Give me a
right.
beer. Give me a beer. And then
He was such a good character for like what he was. Like you see that guy outside of the liquor store at like
yeah, anytime you go to a liquor store, he's there. That guy's there.
yeah,
It just so happened that this one can wrestle too.
right.
It's like, man, maybe we should get those guys outside the liquor stores and be like, hey, can you wrestle? Can you put on a show? All right, but
I'll get you a 6 pack of Bush Light.
I get you whatever you want, buddy. You just gotta go through some tables, jump off some ladders. He's like, all right.
Yeah, brother, I already do that shit for free.
He's like, all right. He's like, perfect. But yeah, him asking for a beer. There's only one person in the world of wrestling that when you ask for a beer, only one person comes to mind, and the perfect glass broke at that moment, and
Yup.
obviously out came out Stone fucking Cold, man. And
Yeah.
like I told you,
So I didn't know like what happened at the end. I thought he was just gonna come in, start fucking stunning everybody. When
whooping
he brought
ass.
in the whole roster, I
Yup.
thought he was just gonna clear house on everybody.
Just the usual Stone Cold move, right?
Yeah.
Gives everybody beer, fucks everybody over, and then leaves. But no, it was cool because he wanted to give them all beer. But then he brings down the Raw and SmackDown roster to join the fucking ring. And then he's like, "You guys been talking about fighting? I want to see a fight." So then he gets them to fight. That was a really cool scene. Did you know that JBL actually really punched the Blue Meanie?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. And like later on, they get him with the real nasty chair shot to the face.
Mm-hmm.
They give him that receipt.
Yeah, and it was one of those where I guess they told JBL he was gonna get it. The management told JBL like, "Hey, you need a receipt," because they weren't happy with what he did to the Blue Meanie. I'm sure because there was probably a lawsuit that could have happened. I'm sure the Meanie didn't do nothing, but I'm sure that's probably
Yeah.
what they were scared of. They're like, "Dude, he has every right to sue you now." And then we back you up, JBL, so we don't want to lose money to the Blue fucking Meanie of all
Right.
people.
Yeah.
Like of all people. Yeah, it was crazy seeing his face, how he went from, having his black shades drawn on to just being covered in red.
Yeah. That
And there's
was.
the go ahead.
I was gonna say. Like, what was that even about the BWO?
The Blue World it was just the Blue World Order was they're making fun of the NWO.
That's basically that was it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. So before they became the BWO, Stevie Richards and the Blue Meanie, they were kind of just making parodies of a bunch of other groups from back in the day, just for fun. And then they did the NWO, and that's the one that stuck.
Oh,
And,
okay.
yeah, and
They
that's
were
all
the
it
Weird
was,
Al, whatever the guy's name is of wrestling.
pretty much.
Yeah.
And like I said, it was just fun, entertaining. It worked out. The blue guy was obviously he was the parody of Scott Hall. You know, the bad guy, the blue guy.
Oh
And
yeah,
then I forget the third guy's name, but he was Hulk. And then Stevie Richards was Big Daddy Cool Kevin Nash.
yeah.
It was just funny, dude. It was just one of those, like, it was just meant to be funny. But that brawl was awesome. The best part of the brawl was before it actually started and Taz's music hit and he comes out.
Oh yeah,
Dude, Taz in ECW is not talked about enough. I love him in ECW.
dude. For the longest, I thought Taz was like a person of color, but he's just had a tan.
Yeah, he's from fucking New York.
Yeah, and I was like,
You
when
thought
like
he was
his
really
son
from
Hook,
Tasmania? Yeah,
I was like, no way, that's his son. Like,
he's white as
Taz is
hell.
Taz is like black or like Puerto Rican or something.
He's
Like,
really dark.
he's just really dark, but no, it was just fucking suntan. Like,
Yeah, dude. No, I loved him in ECW. ECW is the only place where he shined a lot when he was there. I guess shined. He's shiny in
yeah,
ECW.
shine. Yeah, he
Literally shiny. Bronze shine.
when he was with that whole thing with like Stone Cold, and when he was with all those people from WCW, ECW.
Oh, with the invasion over in WWE when
Yeah,
that came over.
they just made him look like just like a little guy, but like the Taz mission, bro. Like,
The Tasmission, the Taskplex, dude. If you want to watch some great matches, watch his matches with like Bam Bam Bigelow in ECW. They have multiple great matches. Him versus Sabu's also really fucking great in ECW. Yeah, he had some really great matches. He was just small. He didn't fit the WWE bill, so obviously they, like you said, they made him look like a fucking baby.
right? Yeah.
But yeah, him coming out and then immediately goes after Kurt Angle was cool.
Did they ever have a match?
I don't I don't think they had like an actual match. I think that was one of those where I mean maybe they did on a SmackDown, but like you said in WWE he was a joke.
Somewhere deep in the archives.
Yeah, he was a joke. He wasn't who he was at that point. But what Stone Cold did do is he did have other people have him hit their finishers on Eric Bischoff because remember Bischoff ran off to the announcers table and Stone Cold was like, you know what? There's one more problem, and he told Mick to bring over Eric Bischoff, and then he hit him with the 3D, the Chris Benoit's flying headbutt, the 619, which still got some couple of boos even when he
Yeah.
did it then, and then the stunner, and then the beer. Overall, dude, the show was
Great
awesome.
ending.
Like I said,
Yeah.
if
If
anytime I
that was
think
like the last ever ECW thing, like they did it justice.
a great send off, dude, and this is one of those shows where if I ever have to think about my love for wrestling, it's this show. Like the way they were able to capture the original ECW atmosphere, the crowd, just
The
everything about
crowd brought it, dude.
yeah, just everything that was old ECW was brought into this event. You get me? And it was just like you said, if it was a perfect send off, this is it. Like this is goodbye, guys. See you later. Obviously, as we found out, they did it multiple times, which I think only the following year was still ECW One Night Stand, which is 2006, which is the one you remember. We'll definitely do a review on that one because that one was also good. Not as great as this one, but that one had bigger implications with RVD and John Cena going at it.
Right.
Yeah, but
Well, yeah,
this
man.
show was
So
perfect. I like this show.
it was great. Overall, what would you rank it
Um, it's definitely I think in my top 5 events of all time.
of all time?
Yeah, I would put it up there just because I was a huge ECW fan as a kid. I remember having it was like a 3 disc DVD set. It was called Bloodsport, ECW's bloodiest, like most violent matches of all time. I was watching that in the living room with like my uncle, like just watching people go into through tables, barbed wire. Sabu ripped his bicep open. Like we're just watching that on a Sunday afternoon, dude.
Watching it, having a little sandwich, just
That's what I'm saying. So like I've always loved it. So yeah, this is why this one reigns supreme because I thought it was like this is it. You get me? No more ECW. I was a kid.
Right.
I didn't know about other promotions as much. I didn't know about them still doing like the tiniest venues and like fuck knows where, Iowa. So there were these wrestlers were still wrestling. It just wasn't under ECW anymore. I didn't know that, so I thought it was all right. This is it. So I love this event, man, for sure in my top
Yeah, it
five.
was great. I liked it, even for like not knowing that one match. Like I liked it. I'd give it like I don't want to rank it. I don't know. I'm not good with rankings. I'll just say that I liked it.
I just give it what. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, that's good. Like I said, as long as you like it, and like you said, someone did you ever watch this before? Or was this your first time watching it?
Uh, I've watched videos of
Like bits and
the Triple
pieces?
Threat
Okay, okay,
and the Psychosis and Rey Mysterio.
gotcha. So you know some things.
Yeah, and then like I knew the people fighting and stuff like that. But
Okay, yeah, no,
I,
this is I don't know, man. This is maybe like 10th time watching this event or something like that. Like I've watched this event multiple times. Yeah, I did. I love it that much.
yeah, it was really good. So yeah, man, you just want to any
Yeah,
final
dude.
thoughts on this?
No, I just
Do
think
you think do you think there's a like a place where because the last ECW with Extreme Rules PLE that they had was wasn't the best, to be
that
honest.
December to Dismember,
Is
right?
that what it was?
I think so. Yeah, I think they only tried giving them one event and it just didn't do good. I think
Yeah,
part of the reason was that they tried to make it too much like WWE. You get me?
yeah. I feel like with certain stuff, like certain events, like I was watching an interview with Shawn Michaels where he said he was mentioning on NXT like so like this PLE was very like you know like there was like things added on to it like steel cage, whatever type of match, street fight type of match. But
Yeah,
then this next PLE is straight up, wrestling, straight up,
yeah.
just fighting, no gimmicks or anything like that. I feel like you should do that more often. Like why have like your PLE just be like another regular show? Like,
Like give it special implications, like special matches.
yeah, like
Yeah, like
you don't even see the Intercontinental or the USA title or even like the tag team titles like up for grabs at these shows.
you feel like every title should be at least up on the line at every event, you know?
Yeah,
Or at least every other. Like, yeah, make it available on some of the weekly shows, but no, I think they should all definitely be defended on the events because then you grow the legitimacy of those titles themselves.
right. Like when the USA title is only being defended on SmackDown, like doesn't really hold value. Like
Yeah,
obviously it's a mid card title, but like, and then like the title match isn't even the main event of the SmackDown. Like,
which it should be if it's a title and it's not like because they got the U.S. title and the WWE, whatever the one Cody Rhodes has, whichever title, whatever it's called now, WWE Universal Champion, right? Whatever.
bring back the spinner belt.
Yeah, like you said, if it's not that one being defended, and obviously that makes the U.S. the next top one. Make that one the main event. It makes sense, dude. They've done a good
Right.
job at trying
Or at least
to
go back to
bring.
like separated PLEs. That way you don't have
Yeah,
to like
I get
always
you.
speed up a storyline just to fit in.
That makes yeah, that's fine too. Or like you said, if it's a gimmicky uh a PLE, then just make it that like the Bad Blood one. It seems like it's gonna have some Bad Blood matches on there, you know,
Right.
which we
Like
haven't had in a while.
like the bloodline story, like they could definitely do a like hold their weight on a one night stand show,
Dude, they can
chairs
easily
like the
yeah, they could.
Samoan the what they did Samoan bloodline rules match or whatever.
I was gonna say they can make that like more extreme. You get me? Because like, all right, now tribal combat is legit tribal combat. Like no rules. Here's all the weapons. Use whatever you want. Just make it full carnage.
Yeah, so like say like what would you make like let's do like four matches or so. Like
Hmm.
I would have like the bloodline, the tag team open up with tribal combat versus DIY and Street Profits. Like
Yeah,
that's
that'd be awesome. Yeah, that'd be hard hitting.
that'd be an awesome match.
Yeah, yeah. You can make it like an extreme TLC if you already want to just implicate like they have to use weapons. You get me? Like
Yeah,
make it a TLC so you already have tables, ladders, and chairs, and then you can bring in more shit. Those
and
guys
say
would go
like
crazy.
say like for the U.S. title, like L.A. Knight versus like Santos and Andrade and Carmelo, because that's what seems like what's going on right now.
Like a
You
fatal
could have
four,
them in like a fucking, I don't know, just because it's two Mexicans, a Mexican street fight or some shit like
something.
fucking
You can make it a Faust count anywhere, fatal four way.
yeah, something like
That way,
that.
it's a lot more dangerous because you could win anywhere on the floor, in the ring, on the mats, in the fans, and you could pin anybody and win it. That'd make it
Right,
like, oh shit, like you don't even have to pin LA Knight to take the title from him. I could just pin this guy. I could pin him up here.
right.
So that'd
And
make it
then
pretty cool.
Kevin Owens versus Cody Rhodes. I feel like Kevin Owens definitely fits that whole ECW.
Dude, that one could have been like a bull rope match because Dusty Rhodes, he just has history doing bull rope matches, strap matches too.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Just follow down that history of his dad, like that makes it right there. And then Kevin
fucking
Owens is game.
Kevin Owens always has those crazy like swanton bombs or
That's what I'm
leapfrogs
saying. Yeah,
in
he's
the
game,
crowd.
dude. Yeah, he'll do a
Yeah, that
bunch of shit.
easily could be something sick. But
I think,
Intercontinental title.
like I said, and then when they want to end a rivalry, it always goes into Hell in a Cell, which is like we talked about earlier. That would be CM Punk and Drew's probably next match if they were to end it all. That
Yeah,
would be it.
and then like say like I probably wouldn't put Braun Breaker in there because he just seems like that's not like that's a title that you could leave off or something. But
Yeah,
like Gunther, you could easily have him do a promo before his match. Like I'm not doing no fucking street shit. Like you savages. Like and then somebody that's like you know that can or that could just be like the normal match of the night.
it'd be pretty cool if they were. Like, I guess speaking of this, fake events, if Gunther was a main event and he were to do something like that. Say he were to like, he didn't have a match announced, right? He was like, "Oh, we're just gonna hear from him tonight," but obviously there's a match that would be planned. It'd be cool to be like, "Yeah, I'm not doing no, extreme match, no gimmicky match. I just wrestle, and I'm just here to wrestle, like, and that's it." It'd be cool to have like AJ Styles come out or something,
Oh, AJ
because
Styles. Ooh,
AJ can go both extreme or just wrestle the fuck out of you,
yeah.
and
Or
that.
even like that'd be like a good like return for Seth. I'd feel
Oh
like.
yeah, there you go.
Or
Like I
even
don't.
if he was still in a feud with Priest, I feel like even Priest can because his
Yeah.
match versus Bad Bunny,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
that that Puerto Rican Street Fight or whatever it was
Yeah,
called,
that
that
was
was pretty
good.
good.
Yeah, I feel like the Priest and Gunther thing really got dropped pretty fast.
Yeah, I think just off of like they never had plans, big plans for Priest, but the fact that he was just getting so over with the
Yeah,
crowd.
I think they're trying to just really build up the Judgment Day storyline now,
Yeah.
which
Where
is
I'm at
cool.
over.
Well, let's give our goodbye. I guess our official
Oh yeah,
sign
yeah,
off. Yeah, so this was our review. Hopefully you guys enjoy the program we made that'll follow suit this video. It'll be probably posted as the thumbnail on the video. Maybe Abel will share it across socials. We just thank anyone that's watching, listening, taking the
yeah.
time.
And our last video got over 50 views. So
Oh yeah.
once me and Freddie are able to see each other in person, we're gonna do that last dab.
Once we're unshackled from our lives.
Yeah.
No, I'm
So,
excited to do that, dude. For sure. And
dude,
I told you a long ass time ago. I'm totally okay with it. I just gotta bring you obviously my own wings.
I mean, we could do vegan wings. I'm fine. I could do that. But dude, I had a ghost pepper Melinda hot sauce
Oh,
thing.
I love that, dude. I love
I
that.
was man, I was fucking crying and shit.
Dude, I love those, man.
Casey's
Yeah.
like, are you good? Like, why would you do that?
Nah, dude. Yeah, I love Melinda's has really good ghost pepper sauce. I love it. I love that shit's good. But yeah, I'm
Yeah,
excited
it
to do
tastes
that.
good.
That'll be coming soon. I know we've taken a bit releasing podcasts, but we're just trying to make it correct.
We're just learning. We're just learning how to do this.
Yeah,
But
we're just
I think now
learning.
that we're able to do this one, I feel like we definitely can
We should be able
get
to,
some
because
video
now,
ones.
yeah, we could do like quick reviews after an event. Like there'll
Yeah,
be one Saturday.
we
Hopefully,
could
I
do
could I could
we could
get
do a
this
quick
nice and
list.
edited. Yeah, we could quick list. But I guess first let's just sign off. I guess this is it. Again, thanks anybody listening. Peace off, guys. We'll see you at the next one.
Just comment if there's one that people want to
Yeah,
watch,
yeah. Well, hey,
an
to
episode or
all
anything
our
like that.
to all five of our fans, however many fans we have, yeah, let us know what you guys want us to talk about. We'll definitely talk about it. All right, guys.
Yeah. All right,
Peace out.
later. Peace.